My name is Greg Pillay, and I am the head of the Disaster Risk Management Centre of the City of Cape Town. It is my pleasure to introduce you to the Disaster Risk Management Centre of the City of Cape Town. The establishment of a Municipal Disaster Management Centre is a key requirement of the Disaster Management Act 57 of 2002, which is the enabling legislation. This legislation provides for an integrated and coordinated disaster management policy that focuses on preventing or reducing the risk of disasters, mitigating the severity of disasters, emergency preparedness, rapid and effective response to disasters, and post-disaster recovery. The myriad of powers and duties of the Municipal Disaster Risk Management Centre is aimed at creating a disaster-resilient city with adequate protection for its citizens from natural or human-caused hazards. In the presentation to follow, you will be able to gauge the extent of the role and responsibility of the Disaster Risk Management Centre and the integrated approach it implements with many role players to achieve maximum effectiveness. I trust this video will enlighten you as to the value of the Disaster Risk Management Centre of the City of Cape Town.
Consider the destruction left in the wake of an earthquake or the devastation caused by an aircraft disaster. Imagine the havoc resulting from a landslide, a tornado, a raging flood, a runaway fire. Introducing the City of Cape Town's Disaster Risk Management Centre, aimed at identifying, preventing and reducing disasters, and to soften the impact of those disasters that cannot be prevented. This vibrant team comprises highly trained professionals with unique skills and wide experience in the field of disaster risk management. As a branch of the city's Safety and Security Directorate, the centre can rely on a number of dynamic partners, each playing a vital role in keeping the city safe. But how to coordinate and how to deploy these services in the event of a disaster? At the Disaster Risk Management Centre's headquarters in Goodwood, an impressive infrastructure is in place. At its core is a strategy room where, in the case of impending disaster, city executives and heads of departments can muster their strengths, discuss logistics, and make informed decisions. The disaster coordinating team is chaired by the head of the Disaster Risk Management Centre. This team is responsible for taking public protective action in the case of all emergencies, major incidents, and disasters. The adjacent Disaster Operations Centre is a high-tech communication hub and offers heads of the relevant departments direct access to issue instructions to their personnel on the ground. CCTV feedback keeps disaster management staff updated, and a specialist support fleet is standing by to cover all eventualities. Also on the premises is a dedicated media briefing site, enabling city spokespeople to release vital news and, if required, warnings to the citizens of Cape Town. Last but not least is the disaster training facility at Alphen Centre, where emergency personnel, members of commerce and industry, and disaster management volunteers receive professional training. Among the major risks faced by Cape Town and its citizens are structural fires, especially in high-density informal settlements, and wildfires occurring mostly during the dry and windy summer months. Flooding is also a major threat in both informal and formal settlements. Over recent years, large events have also been identified as a potential risk factor. Thanks to comprehensive and detailed disaster risk management planning, the 2010 FIFA World Cup event took place without major incidents. A consequence of this has been the launch of an event safety course for emergency service personnel and organizers of large-scale events by the Disaster Training Facility. So how prepared is our city for these and other potential disasters? A comprehensive municipal disaster risk management plan is the guideline for strategic coordination and cooperation between all role players. A wide-ranging risk assessment study was undertaken by a private consultant over a 16-month period and ensures that both planning and implementation are informed by in-depth analysis and accurate scientific data. For example, the city has identified the risk posed by climate change to our shorelines by storm surges and sea level rise, and has also led to a renewed focus on the city's infrastructure, ensuring, for example, the regular clearing of stormwater channels and waterways, and the installation of safe electricity for backyard dwellers. With preparedness the key word, great emphasis is placed on the safety of schools, as well as hospitals where contingency plans include backup in the event of a power failure. When it comes to zoning, new regulations ensure the accessibility of dwellings by emergency vehicles. What's more, new land use bylaws now prevent the erection of buildings in flood-prone areas, while the protection of dune fields and the ongoing removal of alien vegetation are also top priorities. Educational and training programs aimed at developing a resilient city include, among others, the Smart Living campaign, targeting various sectors, the Green Schools campaign, which monitors energy and water usage, and the Hands-on Climate Change campaign, teaching learners how they can make a difference. Speaking of climate, the Disaster Management Center can rely on a wide variety of early warning systems. Among these are the South African Weather Service and their flash flood guidance system. A network of electronic media serves to distribute advisories, alerts and warnings to disaster response agencies and communities at risk. While in terms of the Koeberg Emergency Plan, a public notification system covers all areas within the 0 to 16 kilometer emergency planning zone of Koeberg Nuclear Power Station. Additional safety and security measures include electronic variable message signage on major highways, a network of surveillance cameras throughout the metropole, and the city's vital 107 emergency line, the single contact number to report life and property-threatening incidents. Whether natural or caused by human negligence, disasters come in many shapes, many forms, and many sizes. It is good to know that thanks to the incisive measures in place, the City of Cape Town has been awarded role model status in the United Nations Disaster Reduction Campaign. It is good to know that we promote tourism and protect those who come to enjoy our unique beauty, including Table Mountain, recently named as one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. It's even better to know that when it comes to safeguarding each and every citizen, our beautiful city is getting ready.